Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of What Does the Cat Say? Hope you all had a great week and had a good weekend. Hope none of you melted like I did, because it was hot as hell, because apparently the last week of July had to make sure that it set everything on fire. This was a week. This was a week, and you know what, we're gonna just get right to the hot topic, not the story, but the hot topic of the week, and the big ass elephant in the room, and that is VTuber agencies just can't be trusted. Like, end of story. Like, but bye bye, see you later, and you can't prove me otherwise. Fucking Vshojo. Good lord. If you had to tell me, like, this time last week of, like, what, if I had to guess a VTuber agency that would have gone under for, like, shitty practices, just from the bit I've heard, I would have, you know, probably said, like, Niji Sanji or something, but Jesus. Jesus. Also, I think my microphone's a little loud. Okay, so, hang on a second. Just fucking with the gain here. Put that back to normal, but Jesus. Wow. So for anybody who was living under a rock, or hearing this in the future, so what happened was last week Iron Mouse came out with a video, who was one of the starting talents with Vshojo, the VTubing agency. Like, and basically just, you know, was like, I quit. I am done with Vshojo. And basically the TLDR is they hadn't paid her and owed her a ton of money. Seemed to have, you know, misappropriated funds from a charity event, subathon that she did last year, where 500,000 USD that was supposed to go to the Immunodeficiency Foundation, just vanished, you know, just as things do. Oh, shit. Where you know, your donation money just goes, you know, vanishes. It happens to the best of us. And a lot of other just other shit as well. And yeah, and then that just opened the floodgates, because immediately after that, every single one of their talents that still existed left. So within, like, and then they officially announced they were closing. So I believe it was in less than 24 hours that we went from Iron Mouse dropping her video on YouTube explaining the situation to Vshojo's CEO, Gun Run on the Run, shutting down the company. And God, yeah. And with that, a lot of people, including past talents and stuff, came out and just spoke about, like, the behavior and the culture inside of it. Quite a few of the talents, definitely from the VTuber community, are owed some big apologies. And just a lot of, yeah, are owed a lot of apologies. And sorry, I just got distracted because my ADHD ass, I'm playing Satisfactory while I'm doing this, and one of the big blubby things just somehow is on a ledge inside one of my anyway. Yeah, no, it's nuts. And more details came out, and it comes to find out that, like, Vshojo is owing, for, like, some people a lot of money. Like, I know Kason, who was just a boss ass bitch. Let's put it that way. Kason's fucking on. She literally called up on her stream the CEO of the Japanese branch of Vshojo, and basically was just like, hey, what the hell's going on? He said that apparently the Japanese side, like, branch, was doing great. They were very profitable, and she's basically, cool. So she was literally, like, said to his face, okay, so you're telling me it was profitable and you didn't pay me? Yeah, I quit and you owe me a lot of money. And I heard somewhere, which I didn't, you know, check up on this fact because I'm lazy, but supposedly the amount of money that they owe her is, like, as someone put it, Ferrari levels of money. So, a few $100,000. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, shit's not good. It's really just freaking ridiculous. And I don't know, just for me and the rest of the community, we're just like, where the fuck did all the funds go? Because so from what we've been seeing over the course of the week with Twitter, from staff, and first off too, it sounds like, the majority of the staff with like Vshojo was fine. They were great. They did what they could to help out the talents and so on and so forth. It was one of those things where it's upper management is very much at fault, including the CEO and shit. But it was like, and what's wild too is there's gonna be some, and also when they did their little tweet of announcing shutting down and like all this stuff, they kind of admitted to, stealing the funds for the to be donated to charity. So basically, kind of admitted fault in a crime. So that'd be an interesting one. Yeah, but no, it just sounds like, yeah, just shit was no bueno, and stuff. And yeah, I know it's insane. And then hearing about apparently they like a lot of the upper management was using extreme gaslighting manipulation tactics to have like almost the best way to put it, just basically to keep like the fucking the VTubers and talents in line and like continuing on. Like I know Mouse talked about how she got like basically like misled and like kind of guilt tripped constantly into renewing her contract. It sounds like she had wanted to stop being part of Vshojo for a while and all this other crazy stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, IMOS has no reason to lie. I don't think she's lying about any of this, and the fact that Gunrun has already turned around and was just like, oh yeah, we're shutting down. We did a fucky wucky, like, shows she's not lying. But yeah, no, it's something. And it also, but the only thing that I didn't like about it personally, that's, the opinion of one random cat girl, furry on the internet, is, oh my god, it had brought about one of those things that I fucking can't stand about social media. And that is the amount of VTubers who don't need attention making the situation all about them. Now, the ones I will say the caveat, anybody who had applied and was potentially, I know there was a bunch of talents that were about to join and are now kind of called the lost generation of Vshojo because they never got a chance because the company shut down in the middle of them getting stuff. They have the right to complain because they got misled, and we're about to be misled into a world of pain. But the thing that drives me nuts has been driving me nuts all week are these VTubers who literally trying to act almost like, oh, I'm better than you, and all like, oh, give me attention. All these people came out and were like, oh, I wanted to join Vshojo, but I don't know. I had a weird gut feeling. I'm so glad I didn't do it. Oh, I tried to apply, but I got dismissed. Oh, so glad I got, or like I got denied. My my application got denied. So glad it got denied. Like, oh my god. Do those people take your upper lip, connect it to your lower lip, and shut the fuck up? You are not a victim. You are not the one. You are literally. This does not concern you. This is not about you. Like, cool. You had a weird feeling about Vshojo and didn't go through with it. With it. Congrats. We don't care. You weren't the one who got mentally tortured and tormented for years. Oh, you had a weird, oh, your application got denied like years ago. Cool. This ain't about you. Shut up. Like, it's like, it's this whole annoying fucking thing. And of course, I can't say shit because people, all the simpletons for these fucking, VTubers will like just, get all butthurt and then I'm going to blah, blah, blah. But like, oh my fucking god, I need a vent about this because it does not affect them. Like, show support for the people who got affected. Just shut the fuck up. You are literally not anywhere near a victim. But no, you have to make it about yourself to freaking farm the like algorithm and like, you know, farm engagement. I guess that's where I'm the failure with social media, because I just can't bring myself to do that. Because hey, guess what? I would have liked to join Vshojo, but you don't see me going around being like, oh man, thank God I didn't join Vshojo. Good thing I've been too small. Oh God, that would have been like, it doesn't matter. Shut up. Ah. I'm gonna get a sip of coffee, because that just that was one of the things that like really just grinded my gears. And it happens all the time when big things come out. Whenever some agency or some big like drama thing happens at the VTuber agency, always people come out and somehow make it about them. It's literally that whole thing where it's just like, oh, and what annoys me too is it's a lot of them are VTubers I respect, and I'm like, I want to scream at you to shut the fuck up, but you're not that bad. It's like you're not I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe quite a few of them didn't have ill intentions, but it's just like, same time, it's like you're being selfish. Like, direct the attention to the people who need it. To all the artists and other people who didn't get paid for their work. Like, you know, for people like Iron Mouse, like, thank fuck she has such an amazing community that, like, was able to, you know, to help keep her funded when she was not getting paid by fucking Vshojo. Because she has a medical condition that, and spoiler to, you know, for people in the U.S. who already know this, but for people around the world, medical shit in the U.S. is expensive. So, you know, like, she has medical bills. But, so, like, if she was not in the position she was in, she would have been completely screwed. But no, the people we need to, you know, feel bad for are the ones who thought about joining Vshojo but didn't. Ugh. Anywho, okay, where's my, I made a notepad thing of some topics. I should probably have pulled that up. Yeah. So, okay. So, actually, funny enough, going alongside of that, okay, I guess a little update on my stuff. So, for those who follow me on Twitter and all that on my social medias, I this past week went on a I'm going on a short hiatus until I'm done moving, where for the most part I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm still gonna do the podcast, clearly. But, yeah, no, I need to basically just work my ass off with my day job to make money to move. Because, unfortunately, my donathon just gave hints and ended up being just like a severe flop. I mean, thankfully, I did raise about $350 as of this recording, but, yeah. And I mean, I was able to push my move date because, like, I'm just doing my freelance stuff as doing rideshare with Lyft, so, like, I didn't have a concrete like time frame I had to move by, so yeah. But yeah, so I'm on a bit of a hiatus doing that and working on that. I already hate it because I don't know, no matter the amount of time I got pissed off and annoyed with certain things about streaming, I do love streaming, like full disclosure, I really do enjoy it. So like and also the other part of it, too, is I just know that with where I am with my, unfortunately, with how small of a streamer I am, this month off, I am, for, like, the millionth time, I'm going to have to treat it like it's a hard reset. Like, I have to almost treat it as a rebrand. Because at this point, the amount of, like, you know, the amount of interactions and average views and stuff that I'm going to lose on Twitch from doing this hiatus is going to basically almost be like a brand new account. Because welcome to how Twitch works. If you don't stop being consistent, you are forgotten about within a day. But I'm probably going to still stream like periodically, like maybe like once or twice a week. If I, you know, have like a chill day like and stuff. So I'm not gonna completely vanish shiz, but yeah, just doing a quick hiatus. I mean, it's annoying, but not like the end of the world. It's not like it's gonna be like it's a until I feel better type but whatever. But yeah. So that started this week. Really itching to get back to streaming, but I need to really focus on my my shit IRL. But yeah, we're gonna still have a few streams coming through. Mostly just playing a lot of Expedition 33. But yeah, no, it'll be fine. It'll all be good. And kind of speaking of that kind of stuff too, and going back on like the VTuber drama stuff. God, it is scary how so many people. I mean, granted, this is also coming from Reddit, which is already its own plague of creatures on the web, but like, good lord, though, how quickly people can just justify parasocial stuff is like, and try to like justify it like by acting like, oh, smaller amounts of it are okay and all this other jazz is it's something. So the VTuber Nimi Nightmare announced that she got engaged, which all I gotta say is that the only proper response to that is hell yeah, congratulations. End of story. That is it. But no, all these people apparently got like butthurt, got shocked, got surprised that she never talked about having a partner and blah 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 blah. And God, I used to be on her subreddit, not anymore, because oh my God, people were just being like, all this crazy shit, and then like then one person put this post it where it's like, oh, the way we all felt about being frustrated, with not and upset about the news that she got engaged. It's okay to feel that way. Time out. Why? She owes you nothing. And these are the same people too who have already admitted that they got pissed off where she had to at one point set the record straight for people in her stream and in her community to remind them she is not their friend. She is a content creator. So, no, it's not okay for you to get upset that a person that you have no personal connection with is getting engaged to their partner, their real life partner, and it pisses you off. Go out, like, legitimately, like, memes aside, go outside. Breathe in whatever air is out there. Genuinely touch some grass. Like, you need to take a step back. And oh my God, the amount of people that try to immediately say I was being too harsh, that did I accidentally? And like all this wild shit was just like basically trying to be like, oh no. I'm in the wrong. It's just like, I have a seat over here. Like they even tried to like justify a little bit, like trying to do like small justifications of trying to say why it's okay. It's like, no, being parasocial is not okay. Spoiler, it's a mental illness. It literally is. That is a mental illness and problem. And I know this because I can, and I'm saying this as somebody who probably could accidentally turn myself into having a parasocial relationship with some people. Good example would be, and I gotta understand where it comes from, but at the same time, I'm also not that chronic. I mean, I am chronically online, but like, I guess not enough to act like that. I don't know. But example for me, at least, is I was talking about in my first podcast episode, the podcast Distractable. Like, I literally spent a couple weeks basically binging through the entire catalog. So I'm listening to Mark, Bob, and Wade banter and talk and make all these, all this stuff for hours. The point now where like I almost, I probably understand some of their inside jokes and all this stuff where like if I met them I could probably join in on some of their jokes, but the thing is I can't because I'm still, I still don't know them. It's like I'm still I don't know. I just was like flabbergasted how quickly, when I basically was saying, my response to that one post was like, no, none of this is okay, period. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I got like downvoted to oblivion, and it was like, okay, I forgot, this is Reddit, where there's already, if you're an extremely chronically online Redditor, as I formerly was, I'm a recovering, like, Reddit no-lifer, you're already mentally ill, probably in some capacity, or, you know, are chronically online, but like, Jesus. The fact that like so many people are very quick to just justify any capacity of being a parasocial to somebody and being like, oh, it's okay. It's like, no, it's not. And like, a streamer having to tell you that, you know, they aren't your friends is, one, a fact, and you'll have to live with that. And if you can't, that's on you. And you are not to justify it. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was just insane. And like, again, I can understand as somebody who like I just gave the example of the distractible stuff. I can understand how someone could start trying to form a parasocial relationship with a content creator or like streamer or whatever, but when it is called out, there is no proper foot to stand on to justify it. And just, eesh. But no, it's just awesome though. Like the fact that Nimi was, but thankfully for the most part though, the response to it was, as it should be, very positive, which is overall hopefully a good sign, because this VTuber may or may not have been a former plant VTuber from a corpo VTubing agency. Where, stuff like that, like, basically was very taboo and shunned to talk about, because, no, you got to keep up you got to do that, especially if you're a female streamer, you still got to do that, like, disgusting thing where you have to basically always act like you are available, so people will support you, and it's sad. And hopefully, seeing how, thankfully majority of the fans base and everything have been so supportive of Maybe Nightmare and her engagement, which again, I doubt she'll ever hear this, but just in case, congrats. Like, may you and your partner have many amazing, wonderful years together in this next big step in your life. And it's just, congrats to her to being able to be comfortable enough, for the most part, to be open and honest about it, so people aren't being weird as shit. Well, for the most part, aren't being weird as shit about it. But yeah, no. Yeah, that was a fun reminder when I was reading all that. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this is Reddit, where just like this, especially now that 4chan got like shut down. This is where all the cesspool of the internet. But yeah, no, that was yeah, that was just something. Oh, and also, speaking of probably not healthy stuff, my satisfactory addiction has kicked back in. So one of the things I've been doing right now, at like part of my hiatus, is when I'm not working, I'm playing satisfactory. And oh my God, I don't know how I've gotten as far as I have in this game with progress, with how chaotic. I mean, it's not too bad, but I do have a full-on spaghetti factory. And the fact that I'm already starting to slowly make my way to actually doing phase 4 with it is kind of a miracle in its own way. Oh, tits. But like, yeah, shiz is insane. And God, so much more technical too, because I just got nuclear reactors, and I didn't realize how thirsty those bitches I'm being. Like, yeah, no, but it's fun though. I don't know, for some reason, even though it is chaotic and can be like confusing. It's just like enough for my my just chaotic brain to just kind of sit there and be like, I get to focus on something. And it works too and stuff. But yeah, it's good though. Like, again, working my ass off. I'll keep, like I said, doing some streams. Probably just use all like any of the few streams that I do stream during my semi hiatus, as I call it. We'll be focusing on Clay Obscura Expedition for 33 because I know me and so many people in my community want to see where that game goes and just, enjoy the story fully. So I'm curious to see what is going on with that. But yeah, no, that'll be kind of neat. Oh yeah, I forgot the other big thing this week. Apparently you just aren't allowed to be an adult anymore with your purchases. For video games and whatever adult content you would like to ingest. So I think I talked about it last week where Valve got rid of a bunch of like adult porn games, though they had like specific focuses of like topics that most people weren't gonna like fight against, of like rape and incest themed ones getting taken down because the payment processors said no because of a lobby group whose name is who's so annoying that I forgot their name, pressuring them to do so. Yeah, they've already like taken a step up, and now itch.io, another distributor and like seller of like games, got rid of every single video game that had the NSFW tag attached to it. Not just, porn games, but anything with NSFW attached to it. And it, from what people said, is like, it's removing people's like purchase history and purchase libraries where they can't even download anymore. So a lot of people are about to have to do a class. So there's a good chance like class action lawsuit might be happening because people are demanding, understandably and respectfully and correctly so, refunds, because it's like, hey, I paid for this game and you just removed access to it. Like, give me my money back. But it's like, oh, cool. So this lobbying group immediately jumped to overusing any of their powers they shouldn't have in the first place to make the payment processors come in and, fucking remove everything that they didn't like. And what's great, too, is it's already showing that, guess what's that they can do it. And as Moist Critical put it, that the fact that it shows that it works is going to open the floodgates for even more nefarious groups coming in and going after anything they don't like. And I can already bet you right now that if this doesn't get squashed, it's working. I mean, there was right now lobbying already going on to petition to like, and also some other like potential I think laws going into immediately squish this kind of behavior from happening. But if this kind of behavior is not stopped, I give it till I will not be surprised if by the end of the year some groups coming out and going to be saying that all any LGBTQIA represented character, like games that have a character that is represented in the LGBTQ community, those games have to be taken down. It's going to happen because that's what happens. It's like this stuff, these groups. It's literally how this government's going. Which is here's my once a month political rant. They start off small by going after things that like for this kind of stuff for censorship of like media. They start off small with with things that they know are not going to really be resisted upon. Like they started off with stuff involving, rape and incest for not, most people are going to be like, okay, that, I don't know if you should be telling us, I don't know if you should be having a say in like removing these, but you know what, we can understand that. And then now they've already jumped the gun to like anything that is considered NSFW or pornographic is removed. And it's like, and of course the group that's doing this is trying to claim it's like to protect children and all this junk and other lies, which I always find hilarious when it comes to this stuff. It's like they're trying to cater everything to. I mean, it's just the Puritan BS, but like a lot of these places try to say it's to protect children, or trying to cater the internet to children. Last I checked, it's the adults that have the money. Adults are the ones who can work for now, and spend money. So why are you stopping them from being able to spend money on the stuff they want to spend money on? Like, it makes zero sense. And it's just fucking stupid. And then as a now a new bonus point, as a big thing of censorship, too, is now over in the excuse me, sorry about that. In the UK and some places in the EU now, to view any form of adult content, you need to scan your face and to confirm your identity and prove your age. Because, yeah, that data is totally not going to get abused. Like, it's dumb. And again, they do it on the guise of like, oh, the stuff like that is like confirming that children are or people underage are not accessing adult content. Well, one, that's not the other consenting adults who are consensually going to view this content's fault. If your kid is accessing a porn site or seeing nsfw images because you didn't, you gave them an iPad since they were 4 and just have like not parented. Like, that's not our fault. And additionally, if a teenager or something wants to look at porn, you know what this is going to do? Not stop them. You know what this is going to do instead? This is going to make it more unsafe, because what they're going to do now, and this is something that Pornhub has done here in the U.S. in few states that have that are requiring like ID verification to look at it every fucking time. And also in a way, well, I know Pornhub, part of it too is they're trying to push for like either get rid of the like forced like ID like verification for every visit, or make it so like the like confirmation that you are over 18 is device cached. Like, they are lobbying against it mainly because, like, well, no surprise, it removes a lot of access to their platform that makes a lot of money. But additionally, they talk about this is not going to stop any demographic from looking at said content. All it's going to do is, instead of, doing it on safe sites that are not going to be full of viruses or potentially exposing somebody to harmful and maybe outright illegal content, that they're like, that's where they're gonna go. Like, that's the thing. I know Pornhub's big lobbying push to reversing this is the fact that people who are looking for porn they're not going to stop now that a teenager is not going to stop. As someone who was a teenager at one point, a horny teenager, it's not going to stop you. And so instead of going to Twitter and just looking at some NSFW artists, or going on Reddit, or going on Pornhub, or any of these like safe websites, they're going to go to alternative websites that potentially will have a lot of viruses on them if they are not aware of safe browser, safe web searching. Could potentially have illegal content on there if they are if it's a very sketchy site. Or it could potentially get them into actual IRL safety, because, spoiler, there are creeps all over the internet. Period. More so on those sites that are unregulated. Like, that's the thing that's wild, is they don't see that doing this kind of censorship is not going to just magically stop people who are under 18 from viewing this stuff. It's just going to make them, just either go to sites that are less regulated and and have their own levels of safety issues. And also just for the parents who were like, I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous. Their whole tactic, the whole tactic is just dumb. And what's hilarious is the fact that it does like punishes people who have every right to look at that content, and it's just dumb because it's like also that like it's weird censorship. Like they would rather do that and then go after, I don't know, people who are harming children. It's wild. It's just wild. And yeah, you know, little bit of a more heavy rant, I guess, when it comes to the state of the world. But I mean, there are more important things to worry about. But at the same time, it's one of those things again where if you let censorship like that go uncontested, how far are they going to go next? You know, right? Like, and what are they going to next label as NSFW content or not appropriate for children content? You know, going extreme, you know, going to the extreme of like censorship stuff, kind of similar to the, you know, removal of these games. What's going to stop a lobbying group from turning around and saying, oh, you know, people who are under the age, you know, like under the age of 18 should not be seeing any content that involves an LGBTQ person. So anybody who identifies as that, their content is now considered dangerous and is censored. And so now people once again have to confirm that they're 18. Blah. So, you know, and that's an extreme. But it's one of those things where we've already kind of seen it going on. It's an extreme that is plausible to happen because it just takes. Because, like, how these different, like, censorship shit goes, again, as I was saying earlier with the whole itch.io, is you see, they started with, you start off with a niche topic that people are not really going to push back on, that you kind of test the waters with, and then once these groups are able to do that, they go more broad and more intensely, and, again, we're at that point now where they've already, like I said, with, like, all the adult games on itch.io just being removed, like, that lobbying group already basically got a huge W on their side and show that they can get entire broad, like a broad spectrum of content to be removed, that now they can easily go around and have anything else that they've deemed to be, you know, against their ideals to get removed without, you know, and stuff. And how far is it going to stop? Where is it going to stop? And who, you know, who's the governing body of these lobby groups to decide what content is okay and not okay? And is it a unbiased, you know, governing decision? Spoiler, no. It's gonna be very biased, and that's why when it comes to consenting adult stuff, censorship is, and you know, dumb. End of story. And also let adults just buy the shit they want, as long as it's not illegal, disturbing shit, and it involves stuff that involves consenting other adults. Leave it be. Like, simple as that. Leave it be. Yeah. Well, now that I've kind of just destroyed the mood of anybody listening to this podcast, let's try to think of some positive topics here. Well, I guess a positive plan for me for the future is I am wanting to get myself a racing sim set up. Once I'm done the move, that's gonna be my next big like investment. So part of that was because I've had a racing steering wheel before, gaming steering wheel that unfortunately died on me. It was kind of stupid. It was the Logitech G29. It was I think it was G29. No, is that the? Hold on, let me make sure I'm about to say the right thing, because I know one of them is the one I'm planning on getting, which I believe is not the. Which one am I looking at? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the G29 is the one I had. Yeah. Oh, looking at the price of them, I am now extra mad that thing fucking shit the bed on me because I didn't realize, I forgot that thing was like $300. Now I'm really extra mad that thing it just would not be registered by any USB port and just was dead. Now I'm extra mad at that crap itself. Anyway, so yeah, the G29, it was great, but so I'm gonna get myself the racing wheel. One thing I didn't realize, so I also want to get myself one of those like racing kind of like sim racing, I guess you call them cockpits in a way. So I was looking at one that would be the with like a chair and everything and whatnot. But I did find on Amazon, apparently you can just get ones that are kind of like just the stand to hold just the wheel and the pedals, which for me it's like, okay, that actually might be a good starter since I have I have a decent enough chair that I can just, work with. And that worse too, it's like, or worse, I just go like buy like a some cheap chair somewhere to like make that be my racing chair. But I just want one of those stands just so that way it can be in kind of a more natural racing position, because that was I think my was always my thing too, and I used my racing wheel that I had prior to do like Forza and whatnot, is I just didn't like how the seating position wasn't really a true driving position. So it'd be kind of nice to do that then, but it's like the thing with that though is I will have to invest in the wheel, of course, which honestly the one I'm looking at is the Logitech G923, which is an expensive one. However, Logitech themselves is selling used ones on eBay for like, I think, a third of the price. So like they normally go for $400, and I've seen them on eBay being sold directly from Logitech used for $165. So I'm okay with getting used, because I know for like these kind of things, people are probably selling ones that are not that heavily like destroyed, either because they've upgraded to some of the really fancy racing wheels, or they got a bit into sim racing or got into like Forza, played the fuck out of it, and then just went, I don't want this anymore. So I know there's a lot of potential things coming from that. I mean, I think too is I might just do through Amazon to do the Amazon's like monthly payment thing, which don't want to do because I have enough monthly payment blah bullshit to deal with. But figure it out. I'll figure it out. But that is like one of the things that like I'm looking forward to, because and stuff, because there's a company that I have an affiliation thing with it. Maybe I actually should talk to them to see if they're okay with me like bringing it up on the podcast, and stuff. My affiliate stuff, but they do have a racing team, so it would be motivation for me to go try out some actual like eSIM racing stuff, like legitimate stuff through iRacing. But I got to be careful, because I know, I mean, from what they said, the just the base subscription for that access to the iRacing stuff does get you a good amount of things already to start with. But because that is a hardcore racing sim gaming platform, from what I've heard, is it is already on its own a pretty decent money sink. So it would be something I would have to be a little careful with, just so that way I'm not getting in over my head, especially if it's something that I may not. I mean, if I'm just doing, because like I think from what I was getting told, it's like you can do the thing of where you have a couple like base free cars, but then you can like purchase access for other cars, and then some of the different races I guess you have to almost like buy access or purchase like access to races, and I don't know. It's one of those things where I'll need to do some research, and I mean, there's a lot of people here since they have any racing team in that company and on their Discord. I can definitely ask questions as well, so that way I'm not sitting there being like, just starting out and accidentally dropping like hundreds of dollars inadvertently. But yeah, so I guess that's a fun little look into the future. So for streams and stuff, when I come back, probably have like some dedicated streaming days. Like racing days. Because I mean, the thing is too, I do like racing games, and I've been always wanting to get into them a little more. Because I like cars, but I can't afford fast cars. I got my Malibu, that's it, and I can barely afford that thing. So this is the next closest thing to affording them, and it's also a little cheaper because maintenance on a digital vehicle is usually free. And if I get in a crash on a race, that's a digital race. I'm not destroying an IRL car that I spent tens of thousands of dollars on. So that'll be an exciting thing to try out. And whatnot too. And actually, on another thing about kind of the future of some stuff too, I will probably in the next couple weeks here actually reach out to the first person I'm going to have as a guest on here and kind of talk to them and see what they'd want to do, spitball some ideas. Because I think what I'm going to do for a kind of, I guess, way to keep busy while I'm having somebody on the podcast is going to be kind of the whole thing where probably just pick like a game to play with the person I have as a guest. And we'll just, hang out, just chat about certain stuff. And then I will definitely have some questions because the person that I want to bring on first, like as a little hint, owns a cafe IRL. So I'm definitely going to pick their brain a ton about coffee related stuff and whatnot. So yeah, no, it'll be interesting. But though with that, I'm gonna call it. I think that's it for the podcast. I got nothing else to really talk about. Like I know, it's so far the longest episode I've done, and the episodes will probably get longer and longer as I kind of figure out more on what to yap about and different little current event stuff. And as the weeks get more entertaining, hopefully, with stuff, we'll also make sure my allergies aren't getting in. But yeah, sorry about the annoying noise. But yeah, but with that though, that's the podcast for this week. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the other thing too is I think for guests on my podcast, those are actually gonna probably be additional like special episodes that'll get posted like midway through the week and stuff. But I'll keep everybody up to date on that. But yeah, with that is, like I said, that isn't the podcast. For if you ever want to catch me live on Twitch once I'm done my little hiatus and at the start of September after I move, you can catch me live on Twitch at Bodes VT, BEAUDS VT, or Beta Echo Alpha. Fuck, what's the NATO alphabet for you? Here, let me. Darn, I'm trying to sound all cool, and I can't remember how to do it. But yeah, so you can catch me on Twitch twitch.tv/BodesVT, which is Bravo Echo Alpha Uniform Delta Sierra Victor Tango. And you can catch me on Twitter, which is the same spelling of Bodes, but it's Bodes _ where is it? No, what is it actually? Yeah, yeah. So catch me on Twitch. Here, you're catching me in real time, trying to figure out how to fucking do my closers for these podcasts. But yeah, you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/BodesVT. Once I'm back, I'll stick to my schedule of being live on Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and some other day. Can't figure out which one. You can also follow me on Twitter at Bodes_VT. And with that, at least that one, you should be able to. One of those, you should be able to find my card, like social links that include my Discord. and all that stuff, and hopefully to see you then. But with that, you all have a wonderful evening, and enjoy your upcoming week. And I can't wait to, and also, of course, thank you for listening. And I can't wait to see you at the next podcast.